and welcome back to Sarah's Joyful Journey. I am Sarah Joy. Today is another Tea Tuesday. Here shortly we're going to prep some tea. Today we're actually not going to do a snack. I had a snack planned. I'm just full and I really just don't want to eat anything right now. So it's okay to have tea without having a snack. I think it's important to honor when we are hungry and not eat when we're not hungry. So we're not going to have a snack today. Next Tuesday, I have a snack all prepared and we will go from there. But let's get started making a cup of tea, and then before we know it, we'll be spilling the tea. So today's tea is going to be blackberry citrus, and I'm going to use it in one of my Royal Albert 100 Years Collection mugs. I did get a bunch of those in the past week. So this is from 1960s. If you give me a moment, I'll reset the other ones and show you what I got. So there is the whole collection that I have so far. I am still missing a few more. So it starts out over here. We have 1920. The next one is 1930, 1940. I'm drinking out of 1960. Oops. Then I also have 1970 and 1980. So this week I am planning on ordering 1900, 1910, 1950, and 1990, which would give me the whole 100 Years collection, one piece and everything. So that feels like a nice rounding out. And it's been a great week for adding china and decoration. I'm going to take you on a little tour and show you some of what I've got. I've been asked a lot how I store my china, and it is stored in a few areas. This is one of them. This is currently where I have my mugs, and I should have room for the remaining 100 Years collection. Then I have tea, and then tea and miscellaneous. So that is the first place that I store my china. The second place I store my china is in with my dishes. I've kind of crammed all my Fiesta ware together. That's the last of the stuff that I have kept. I will be rehoming this stuff eventually because I am going to invest in, I think, a service for 4, maybe a service for 6 of Royal Albert china for our daily dishes because I love it. But in this cabinet, I have on this shelf 3 of my tea for ones, and then my 4th one is up there. I have a Purity platter from my friend, and I have extra mugs and teacups that I don't fit in my tea cabinet. And then right here is part of a fantastic deal that I got that included a 3-tier dessert stand. It included 8 teacups and saucers and a teapot set, which I'll show you momentarily. It was almost $1,200 worth of china that I got for $75. So that was awesome. So this is the second place that I keep my china. I keep one of my 2 dessert trays right here on my countertop with my air fryer, teapot, and stuff. It's just kind of like a cute decoration. It will not live there always. I do need to get another cabinet for a place to put it. I have the other one on my bar, which I will show you when I do a tour of all the decorations that I got this week. And the final place that I keep my china is going to be in my china cabinet. I'm trying to get the whole thing in. You can't really see it, but that's the china cabinet, and I'll get closer and I'll zoom in and show you the collection. So we're gonna start right here. This is the other 4 teacups that I got and the tea set that in that deal of $75. Everything was brand new, still in the box. I literally thought it was a scam, but took a shot and it turned out to be real, so I'm so glad I did. Then on this shelf, I have my Royal Albert Old Country Roses. This teapot is pre-1990, so this one is still made in England. This one was part of the set that I got where the teapot cracked, which I'll show you something from that, but this is much newer. So I would like to eventually replace these two pieces with made in England ones so they all fit, because newer Royal Albert is made in Indonesia. I have a 5-place setting of Royal Albert. This is a newer set. It's not super old. So again, it's made in Indonesia. And then I have teacups over here and teacups over here. As you can tell, everything is very, very crammed in here at the moment. I will be getting another cabinet in a couple of months. Then on this shelf, I have my third tea set, which is New Country Roses. And I have a 3-piece setting there, and then some more teacups, a little trinket box that my mom gave me, and then more teacups. Then finally on the bottom shelf, and I know it's kind of dark, I have my 4th tea set. This is the replacement pot came for the one that got chipped, but I couldn't throw the chipped one out. So you'll see what I did with it in a little bit. But I also have more teacups all the way back and more teacups all the way back. So it is quite a big collection of china. All right, so these are 3 necklaces that I had made out of the cracked teapot. I sent it to a lady and she made 7 necklaces. I purchased 2 and she gave me a 3rd. What is really cool about them is they are curved. So you can see how they came from the teapot. I think that adds some depth and character. And I love the heart shape, I think is my favorite. The second favorite one is this one. And again, it's still even got a slight curve. You can see it mostly when you look at the side, you can see the gentle curve. And then of course the curve on this one is also quite nice. I didn't know which one to pick, so I had coworkers select a number they thought they liked best, and that was the one that most people picked, so I did that. So those are 3 necklaces that I made out of that cracked teapot. All right, so we're gonna go on and I'm gonna show you what decorating I have done. I still wanna get some more things to go into those 2 jars. I want to paint that one. It doesn't fit the color scheme anymore, or I'll just get a new jar and paint it. I don't know, but we're gonna do that. But I will take you on a little bit of a tour, show you what decorating that I've gotten done, and I might do a whole pan, we'll see. Let me show you what we got. It's hard to capture my whole living room, so I'm gonna do my best. Over here, we have my antique spinning wheel, the chairs and the end table. Then we have my coffee table. You can see another spinning wheel right there. Ghost's pen, there's Ghost. This is a solarium. This is where I have my loom at. Then on this wall, we keep like dog stuff and stuff that we need. So it's just a convenient thing. And then behind the chairs, I have my other spinning wheel, my tea cabinet, and where I keep Ghost. Then we've got the kitchen and my bar, which I will explain right after this segment, my husband in the bedroom, and then the rest of the living room. You can see a couple knitting projects that we'll talk about more as we spill the tea. So as I mentioned, I got a bunch of stuff for decorating the past couple of days. I did get this beautiful picture at the Goodwill this morning for like $7. I am gonna paint the frame. I'm gonna step in closer. I know you can see my shadow, but as you can see, there is some little inconsistencies on the frame. So I am gonna paint it at some point, but for now I have this beautiful picture. I've also gotten my bar area set closer to what I actually really want it to look like. So up here I have my 3-tier dessert tray. I have one of, this is Joy from the Friendship series, but I think this will get replaced eventually when I get Tranquility, because the colors will match better, but that's just me. Then I got this little decoration at Hobby Lobby. It's cute. It's gonna be for spring, but I'm gonna get something about this size that can stay there permanently. And then here is one of the newest cups that I got. This one arrived yesterday. This is, again, Royal Albert. It's in the Miranda Kerr collection. This is Devotion. I do apologize. I called this Devotion. This is actually Hope. I will have to show you the other ones at some point in the future because they all have names, and one of them is Devotion, and I do have that one as well. For the friendship series, which you will hear me talk more about. And then I got a vase with some flowers, and it just overall it looks really pretty and feminine, and I love it. The other thing I've done is I've gone ahead and I have decorated my entertainment center with some finds. So I got these two vases at Hobby Lobby this morning and put little bouquets, fake bouquets, just because I would love real flowers. I just can't have the budget. And I set that out. And then when I was at Goodwill, I found this little teapot with flowers already in it, and it was so cute. So over here I've got my Winnie the Pooh, one that I got from my kids, some drop spindles, and then I have down here the chipped teapot, which has been replaced, but I still couldn't bring myself to throw it away, so it is here, and another little decorated container, so that works out pretty good. And then on this side, again, I balanced it with having another little bouquet, and over here, I got these two teacups stacked together with a little plant. I did have to fix it because one of the teacups was broken. And I also got this bell today, and I had a stash of teacups for another purpose. So I went and I grabbed that blue one because it helps balance out the blue bell. The last area that I've decorated is my coffee table. I adore bunnies, and this little blue one, white with blue, just is so cute, and it says like porcelain china to me. And then I got another bunny and a bird, the doily, and then the flower arrangement. And there's Ghost walking around. He's doing pretty good about staying out of everything, but we're still working on it and learning. So my living room is pretty much set now the way that I want it, which is exciting. Well, now I feel like I have officially invited you into my home so that you can see a tour of my living space. It's small, but I love it. It's cozy. And now that I've gotten some new pieces and decorated it, it feels really, really homey. That's something that I've really never allowed myself to do, is I never allowed myself to really settle into a place. Because we moved a lot as a kid. The joke in my family was I had to marry a military man to move less, and that was really true. But even after Matt got out of the military, we've moved since he's gotten out of the military. Granted, it's only been once, but I still always live my life as if I'm expecting to move. Will I be moving again at some point in the future? Absolutely. I don't know when that is going to be. It could be in a year, it could be in less than a year, it could be in 2 years. But I know we will not forever stay in this apartment. So I am taking the time and I am just going to settle in. There's a couple things I still want to do in the living room. I do want to either order new slip covers for the chairs, or I want to order new chairs. Ideally new chairs, but I want to get my other china cabinet, which is gonna go right where I had Ghost's pen, because his pen will not always be up. That's what we use when we're at work, but when we're not at work, I do break it down so it sits on that wall. But it's that new cabinet will go actually where that one is, and that one will move where the pin is, because the new china cabinet is gonna be a little bit bigger, but I won't be able to get that until April, maybe May. Which is fine. I've got some things coming up, a nice vacation and spending a good amount of time with some friends. So my March budget is pretty much going to be doing that. All right, I think I need to go ahead and taste this tea now that it's sat for a couple minutes, but I do love these mugs. These are 13-ounce mugs. And again, it's new Royal Albert, so it's not made in England anymore, which is kind of sad. I have lots of pieces that are made in England by Royal Albert, but a lot of them are definitely very vintage, and I do drink out of them, but I'm more reserved with them. So having the new pieces, I feel like I get to enjoy the best of both worlds. I don't feel like I have to be quite the collector. When it comes to the new pieces, I feel like I can actually use them and incorporate them in my daily life. And just being able to incorporate them in my daily life has been a huge game changer for me. And it's just, I love sitting down with tea, whether that be using a tea for one or having a big teapot or using just a teacup and saucer. It's just wonderful. So I cannot wait until I am able to get the china for our everyday dishes. That's the great thing is there's still 3 of us here. It's my husband, I, and our youngest daughter, but she's not going to be with us forever. So it's time to like start settling into what life is going to be like post children. And that's going to include new dishes for me. And I have decided how I would like to decorate the kitchen. It's gonna take some time till I find the right pieces because I'm super picky. I also want to do a little bit of organizing in there. There's things that I have that I'm still attached to that I'm going to have to detach myself from or figure out where else to put, and I'm just not quite there yet. But above our kitchen cabinets, I am wanting to hang vintage plates. I'm wanting, I think, blue and white. I could totally change my mind, but I think blue and white would just be beautiful, especially because I have the blue or the white countertops or the white cabinets. And I have one farmhouse thing up. I'd love to get another decorative thing. The black little bin that I have things on, I'd love to empty at some point, but I currently need the space for storage because we're busting at the seams. My pantry is very, very full with keto chow and keto baking stuff. It takes up quite a bit of room, but it's all good. Okay, let's taste this tea. Again, this is blackberry citrus. I'm so excited, and it's purple tea, which is awesome from the blackberry. That's delicious. This one would be excellent iced. So I'm excited about decorating and all that is coming with it. And it's just going to be so much fun. I eventually want to get a new rug for the living room as well. This one was just a cheap rug for us to teach Ghost not to chew on the rug and eat the rug and to get the rug. And he's doing well. He has chewed on it in some areas, mostly when he's been alone. He likes to push his pen and he'll push it and he'll get to the corner of the rug. But he is learning and doing really, really well with that. So that will be a learning process. And eventually, once he's fully grown, I no longer see him attempting to chew on the rug for quite some time, then I'll go ahead and I'll replace it with one that I really, really want. I want to get a rug to go under the loom as well, because my loom likes to walk across the floor when I'm using it. And I think I'm finally at the point where I can get a project on there with Ghost. We've had it open, that area open for a couple of days now. Usually we just take the front off the pin and push the pin against the loom so that he can't get back towards that. He's being pretty respectful of those boundaries lately. So I think maybe next week I might actually be able to get something put on the loom and get back to weaving, which would be wonderful because I do want to do a table runner for my coffee table. I have one in mind that I think would be beautiful and would work really, really well. I also want to potentially do some other doilies, but that'll be knitting at some other time. And curtains would be fun. So I'm having a great time just thinking about that. The next room I'm going to do will either be the kitchen or the bathroom. The bathroom's mostly done. I just need a couple decorative pieces in there and then new towels that match the whatever I end up doing in there, which will be fun. All right, so how has this week gone? It's been an interesting and busy week. Again, I got that fantastic deal on China, which my daughter so graciously sent me the money so that I could go and pick it up. And she called that her Mother's Day gift to me because I was asking for China, and she kept saying, but Mom, you keep buying the China that I would get you. So I said, okay, you can buy me this China. And she said, okay. So it was a fantastic deal. It's just such a blessing that I was able to get that. And I did literally think it was going to be a scam. I'm so glad it worked out. Somebody just had it. He gets storage sheds, and I guess he tries to sell and flip the stuff, but he didn't know what he had. And I got it for a steal of a deal, all brand new. And then what else happened this week? I had an ear infection. I am finally feeling better from there, but it was bad because it was in my ear. And then I just really had a lot of tooth and jaw pain on the bottom just from the pressure and the drainage. Finally, today I think is the first day that I haven't had any pain in either, which is wonderful. I did get some depressing and devastating news about my sister and her health. That's all I'm going to mention here because I don't want to mention it on the channel. She's very protective of that type of thing. I don't think she watches, but if she does, I want to respect a boundary that she has placed. So I am not going to announce that publicly. But it's been a good week, a busy week, just working on building joy, working on enjoying my life, settling into my life, I've been really learning the past couple years to accept me for who I am as I am without any apologies. If someone doesn't like me, that's fine. They don't have to like me, and I'm working really hard to not be hurt by that. I am a learning to be reformed people pleaser. So it's been a process, but also through that process of the discovery that I've gone through now for a few years since learning I was autistic, and now I have ADHD as well. It's been learning to discover who I actually am and not a version of myself. I apologize about that loud bang. I will do my best to edit that out, but I don't know if I'll be able to. Ghost knocked over part of his pen, and now he's gonna probably come over and stretch and say hi, so we'll see. Anyway, I am learning to accept myself as I am, learning out who I am instead of a version of myself that I create to fit in, to please people, to blend in. And it's been a process. And it's okay that it's a process. I think life is all about learning to grow and learn more about yourself and change and mature and all these things. So it's fun to be in a place where I am happy to accept myself as I am. I'm learning to decorate the way that I want to decorate and accepting the fun little quirks about myself. If people don't like it, like I said, it's okay. And I'm doing my best to be okay with them not being okay. That's still easier said than done. But it has been a pretty good week, all things considered. Lots of new fun stuff. I still have, like I said, I'm ordering stuff. I'm hosting a tea party in about a month for some Central Florida friends who are all into keto. So that is going to be exciting. So I have tea party supplies to order for that. I also got to have a beautiful setup of tea yesterday with my friend. If you watched the meal prep video that released yesterday, you will get to see that. You'll also get to see some of my china in action as well. The other thing that I have actually worked on this week has been two things. One, I showed you, not last week, but the week before, some knitting on a sweater out of yarn that I spun. I started trying to knit on that this week, and I was just not feeling it. I'm not liking the pattern, and I'm not liking the yarn together with the pattern. So I think what's going to happen is that's going to get ripped out, and I will probably use that yarn for something else. I have something else in mind that I think would be beautiful. But in the meantime, I cast on and I started a new sweater with yarn that I had laying around, and I've made quite a bit of progress on it. I believe this is called Felix, and I'm not going to go into too much details on it because, again, this is not really a knitting channel. This is just about my journey through life. So knitting is a small part of that. But anyway, I chose this beautiful purple, and it's soft and it's got alpaca and stuff in it. And I love the lace detail going on at the shoulder. And I have just finished up to the front part and divided the sleeves off. So I'm starting on the lower body now. This is going to be shelved for a little while because yesterday, inspiration hit for something that I have been wanting to do and design for a really long time. So several years ago, I designed a baby cardigan that I absolutely love. Anytime I get a chance to knit for a baby girl, I usually knit this cardigan. I entered it into a contest and I won the contest with my design. I have wanted an adult version of that since about that time. It's been about 10 years. But I've been trying to figure out how to get it to be that delicate feminine, yet still not a baby. I want it to be more of the adult. So I was just goofing around, looking at knitting things, and inspiration hit. So I went immediately to get some yarn, and I casted on a new cardigan for myself, inspired by one of my previous designs. And the cool thing about it is this time I'm not designing to sell the pattern, I'm just designing for myself, which is something I've never actually done outside of socks. So this is my first adult garment for myself, and I chose baby pink because I am obsessed with pink lately. And it will be a cardigan, and I love the lace detail that I'm adding to my sleeves. It's so pretty. This is the lace detail that was on that baby sweater that I did. The baby sweater was called Apple Blossom Cardigan. That's where my obsession with apple blossoms is tied back to, plus apple blossoms are pink. And we all know how I feel about pink. So I'm super excited about this. I also, once I get done with this sweater, I do want to get yarn that's cotton or linen, or a cotton linen blend would be fantastic. And it has inspired me to make a t-shirt out of it as well, with the lace detail on the t-shirt. So eventually I will be doing that. So right now, this cardigan is taking all of my focus because I'm trying to get it done to be able to wear at the tea party at the end of the month. Hopefully I'll be able to do that because the end of next month, not the end of February, but it is pretty much March 1st anyway. So I should be able to do that. And this is just some cheap acrylic yarn from Hobby Lobby. I wanted to get started on it immediately, and I did not have time to order yarn, good, nice yarn. I tend to order quality yarn for pieces that I knit for myself, but this one is pretty good. I've had other sweaters knit out of it. It's very long wearing, and I enjoy it. All right, so let me pick up this little dude because he wants to say hi. But here is Ghost, and he's so tall now, and so big. He is 18 weeks old, something like 18 weeks old. As you can see, he's a lover puppa. Yeah, he's a lover puppa. But we are going to get ready to take him out on a hike. We've been working the past several days also on learning to be still and quiet, but he had a major case of the zoomies this morning. So we're going to let him go burn some energy off by going for a hike as soon as I am done with this. And he is super kissy and clingy. They tell you that Australian Shepherds are Velcro dogs. They're not kidding. He is definitely totally attached to me, but he's doing very good with his training. And we've done a lot of real life training recently of leave-its and drop-its. as he is working to not pull things off of tables and counters. He can reach the counters now. And he did manage to steal some food the other night. So yeah, we're getting a lot of real life practice in. But that has been my week so far. I do want to let you know that there will not be a grocery haul this week, so you will not see a grocery haul tomorrow. I don't currently have any other videos planned for this week. We'll see what I have time for. If I manage to get on the loom, which I probably won't this week. It'll probably have to wait till my days off again. But if I manage to get on the loom or I do something fun, I may come on and pop on it and do another video for you to show you guys that. But if not, I will be back next Monday with a meal prep video. And again, we'll have Tea Tuesday after that. And I promise I will actually eat a snack on that one. I'm just not hungry right now, so. All right, well, there you have it. That is all the tea that has been going on in my life as of the past week. I hope that you enjoyed this video, seeing how I am decorating and the new pieces of china that I have been able to add to my collection. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe so that every time I share more about me and my life and what I'm decorating and cooking and all that kind of things, you'll be alerted to it. Bye for now. Have a joyful day.